motherfucking tube.
It's your boy, Rallo Jenkins. This little nigga Zone 6, man, then woke up the zombies and shit, man. This motherfucker done resurrected the Mayweather Movement. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That shit's crazy, yo. But this last video, man, the art of ducking, it it shines some light on something very important. Boxing has the most important post-event interviews in all of sports. There isn't a sport that the post-event interview is more important than in boxing. Do you know how when the fight is over and then you turn the TV up even higher or your stereo, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because you want to hear what the motherfucker got to say afterward. You want to see who he's going to call out. You want to know who this motherfucker want to fight next. Because unlike any other sport, when the Lions had this miracle comeback against the Dallas Cowboys, I already know who the fuck they playing next. You know what I'm saying? I already know what's up. So that shit don't really matter. They got to go back and do that shit next week. In boxing, a nigga could do some real man shit and say, I want to fight so-and-so. Or they could take the politically correct way and say,
well, I'm going to leave that up to my manager and my team and my promoter and see what we come up with.
You know what I'm saying? You get a lot of that shit nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You get a lot of that shit. A lot of motherfuckers saying that same shit. Back in the day, man, you couldn't wait to hear a post-fight interview and hear a nigga say, yeah,
I want to fight Oscar De La Hoya.
or I want to
Fight Mike Tyson. Winner take all.
Or you want to hear a dude say,
yeah, I want to fight Bernard Hopkins. Or bring on Roy Jones.
Antonio Tarver literally talked his way into a fight with Roy Jones. If you take away all his antics, everything that he did to create a buzz around the fight with Roy Jones, nobody would even be thinking about Antonio Tarver. And if you think about it, Antonio Tarver, outside of his knockout win of Roy Jones and his other two fights with Roy Jones, doesn't have another significant win under his belt for real. He created excitement around that fight by making us think or believe that he should be in the ring with Roy Jones. Now, there was nothing that he had actually done inside the ring that made us believe that. But it got to a point where it wasn't even so much that you thought Roy Jones couldn't beat him or you thought Tarver could beat him. But it got to a point where you just needed Roy Jones to shut this motherfucker up. The whole Pacquiao-Mayweather thing was so ridiculous. It's like, I know it's plenty of guys who think that Pacquiao never even had a shot. And that's cool. And maybe he didn't. That wasn't even the point. The point was, it got so bad that you wanted nothing more. No matter who you thought had a better chance of beating Floyd Mayweather, who you thought would have been a better contest, who was more deserving, there was nobody you wanted to see Floyd Mayweather beat more than Manny Pacquiao. Nobody. Every post-fight interview for both of those guys for 2, 3, 4 years.
So when are you going to fight Mayweather? When are you going to fight Pacquiao? Are y'all guys ever going to get in the ring? Are y'all ever going to figure out this drug testing shit? Are y'all ever going to figure out this promotion shit? Are y'all ever going to fight?
All the time. It became the fight that you wanted to see more than any fight in the history of boxing. But these dudes, I don't like, it's funny and strange because it's like everybody's ultimate goal is the same, but nobody wants to do what it takes to be in that position. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when Keith Thurman first got on the scene, he was like, I want to fight everybody in the welterweight division. Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao, I want to fight the whole welterweight division. I'm putting the whole welterweight division on notice. And then all of a sudden it was, well, I'm going to let my managers and Golden Boy Promotions deal with that. And whoever they put in front of me, I'm going to fight them. Nah, that ain't what we want to hear. That's not generating excitement. That's not making motherfuckers want to see you fight. We all know that when Holyfield started calling out Tyson, there was not a fight you wanted to see more. Not one. Not a one. We need that shit back, man. We need that shit back. And it ain't just because of the shit that, Zone 6 presented in this video that, you know what I'm saying, and resurrected the Mayweather movement. You can go back and check my videos. I've been saying this shit. We need new blood, new characters, new charisma, new guys to identify with, new guys to relate to. You know what I'm saying? We need motherfuckers to say things that get us excited. It's not just doing something in the ring, because the one thing we know about in the ring is you can get in there and knock everybody out. It don't mean you're going to be in the fight that we want to see. We already know that. That happens way too often. Let's bring back the old school where you got excited about Ray Leonard versus Duran because Ray Leonard made it a point to everybody that he wanted to fight Roberto Duran and vice versa. You couldn't wait to see Thomas Hearns versus Sugar Ray Leonard. Thomas Hearns made it known that y'all say he's the best welterweight. Ain't nobody never beat me either. I want to fight that dude. Not. I'm going to leave it up to my manager or my Can anybody tell me who Sugar Ray Leonard's manager was? I ain't talking about Box Record or Google that shit. What about Muhammad Ali? Anybody know who his manager was? Sugar Ray Robinson? Pernell Whitaker? Who was Oscar De La Hoya's manager? Huh? Who was his manager? How about Julio Cesar Chavez Sr.? Who was his manager? How about Junior? Who was his manager? Huh? What about Mike Tyson? Who was his manager? Holyfield, who was his manager? I ain't talking about Google that shit. Riddick Bowe, who was his manager? Lennox Lewis, who was his manager? The Klitschko's, who are their manager? You know what I'm saying? Who are their manager? See, we never knew managers. We never really knew about promoters because who promoted the fight didn't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? You just wanted to see the fight. That's all you wanted to do was see the fight. All of the other shit didn't fucking matter. Promoters and who his manager was and what network he fought on and all of this other shit. How in the fuck did it ever come to this point? Now, see, this is the thing that people don't realize. Before Mayweather Pacquiao, Golden Boy and Top Rank was working together just fine. They made plenty of fights with Pacquiao. They made the De La Hoya fight. They made the Marquez fight. The Marco Antonio Barrera fight. The Eric Morales fight. But all of a sudden, when it came down to Mayweather, then Golden Boy and Top Rank can't work together no more. And then the part that doesn't get talked about is the fact that it's a strain on everybody else's fighting legacy. Adrian Broner. I don't know how good he is or how good he's gonna be. But the question will always be all the fighters that he didn't fight or couldn't fight because of his manager and promotional company. The network that he signed with. Danny Garcia. He could go down in history as one of the greatest welterweights of all time. Possibly. But at the current rate, he would never be there. It's too many fighters that we already have deemed him not eligible to fight in his weight class around his age at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's a strain on his legacy. Mikey Garcia, all types of fights that we would love to see him in. Fights that could elevate him to pound for pound up the ladder. We're never going to get those fights. And y'all know why? Because in 2008, Golden Boy and Top Rank was working together just fine. No problem making De La Hoya Pacquiao. I don't know what happened. I have no idea why all of a sudden these two companies can't and won't work together anymore. I love to see that type of movement start. You know what I'm saying? Because that movement would benefit the whole sport of boxing. Everybody would benefit from it, especially us, the fans. Adrian Broner could then have the opportunity to beat Juan Manuel Marquez. Danny Garcia would have the opportunity to fight Timothy Bradley. Cotto, Canelo, they would have the chance to fight. Peter Quillen, he might be able to fight Chavez Jr. You know what I'm saying? Mikey Garcia, he could fight Gary Russell. You know what I'm saying? Onito Donaire, Abner Mares. You know what I mean? Ruslan Provatnikov, Lucas Matisse. All of these motherfuckers could have greater legacies, greater fights for us fans. See, the thing about it is, a promotional company needs a rival promotional company. Listen, as a matter of fact, in all of sports, you need rivals. Rivals create greatness. If Joe Frazier was considered a bum, nobody would have gave a fuck that Muhammad Ali beat him. If Thomas Hearns was considered a bum, nobody would have gave a fuck when Sugar Ray Leonard fought him. If Mike Tyson was considered a bum, nobody would have cared that Holyfield wanted to fight him. If Oscar De La Hoya wasn't shit, nobody would have gave a damn when Floyd Mayweather and every other fighter said they wanted to fight him. So the fact of the matter is, you want there to be other great fighters in your time period that you can fight. As a promotional company, you want another promotional company to create and build up other fighters. Make them out to be great, because you then take your fighter, put them up against that fighter, because the other promotional company has done half the work, just as you have done half of the work for the other promotional company. So Golden Boy doesn't have to try and create another Canelo Alvarez to say, oh, well, now we got this guy who's going to beat Floyd Mayweather. Top Rank has done that for you already. And all your job is to put the guys in the ring. And Mayweather said it out of his own mouth. And it wasn't like a text message that he sent out to somebody, or he was Skyping with some people from his camp. No, it was a camera rolling. The green light was on. He looked into the camera and told you, we built Canelo up and made y'all think he was something he was not. He didn't make me believe that. I knew Canelo wasn't shit. But the fact of the matter is, Golden Boy had to go through the they have to go through the whatever to make us believe that Canelo Alvarez was a deserving opponent to be considered a top pound-for-pound fighter. And he's not. How can a motherfucker who's been campaigning at 154 pounds in 15 fights that I've seen him in only fought one 154-pound fighter? That don't even make sense. And this was an analogy that a dude hit me with. This motherfucker Zone 6 hit me with this shit. He said, Rallo, let's just say you were a hooper. You play basketball. And somebody put you in the gym and said, I'm going to give you $1 million for every one-on-one matchup that you win. Right? So, in the gym, I get to pick between 4 opponents. One dude is a fat, chubby kid. White guy from, a suburb. Fat little white chubby kid from the suburbs who ain't never played basketball in his life. Another one is a girl. She hoops for an AAU team. You know what I'm saying? She's a bench warmer. She don't even start. But she's a hooper. She's short, like 5'2", 115 pounds. And then there's Blake Griffin. And then there's LeBron James. Now, I'm not a hooper. But let's just say I was a hooper. I was a basketball player. I'm going to just make up some dimensions for y'all. I'm 6'5", 215 pounds, and I've been playing basketball all my life. Now, I'm a broke, poor-ass motherfucker, right? I'm going to go take the chubby white kid and the girl, take my $2 million and be on about my way. Right? But if I'm a hooper, I want to be known as a great hooper. And not just known. I actually want to be the best basketball player of all time. Who am I going to pick between those 4 potential people to play? That's going to make sense for you to consider me a great basketball player. It's your boy, Rallo Jenkins. Holla at your boy.
Right.